When our worship expression began to change dramatically, we were blessed from the very beginning. It actually started for us, I think, in 1994, probably around February sometime, 1994. Prior to 1994, the worship expression in the house had been mainly Fred Hammond, Hosanna Integrity, and other worship streams. Great stuff. I mean, it was wonderful. So we rehearsed those songs and we tried to polish them and perform them, as best we could. And we had good musicians from the beginning and very good singers from the very beginning. And so it was a wonderful expression. But again, around February 1994, God began to usher in a change. He began to order a change. And we were fortunate enough we got prophetic people in the house who were tuned in to the Spirit of God. And one prophet in particular, Patrick Earl Magley, when we started to catch the song of the Lord, in other words, we began to sing what we didn't know that we knew until we heard it and opened our mouth, and he filled it with the now song of the Lord. That prophet said immediately when we first started doing that to the sound engineer, record that, record everything. And mind you, when we first started doing this song of the Lord, very crude expression, because I mean, we didn't know where we were going. So we were like babies just learning to walk, and you take 2 or 3 steps and fall down, and it's kind of awkward and kind of clumsy. It takes faith. It takes faith. And the importance of what we've done over these last 16 years of doing the song of the Lord and recording the song of the Lord and presenting the song of the Lord and teaching on the song of the Lord, the important thing is that the entire team has worked together. And because Prophet Earl Magley said, record everything that we do from the time that we walk through the doors of the sanctuary before the official service starts, make sure you got the record button going, because we never know when we're going to catch the song of the Lord. I said in a previous segment that the song 24/7, 365, 24/7, 365, well, I caught that lyric during sound check. The musicians were just playing some chords. I start singing 24/7, 365. If the sound engineer hadn't known to have the record button pushed, we would not have been able to retain that and do what we did to that. We came in and did overdubs and all that kind of stuff and then packaged it and put it out. So it's very important. You have to have a team of people who are of one heart and one mind, and they're after the same thing. They're after the glory of the Lord, not seeking their own glory. This is not a talent contest. This is all about pleasing God and serving God and allowing God to use us to sing back up to the Lord the song of the Lord that will edify him and build him up and magnify him in our estimation of who he is. It doesn't build him up. Obviously, you can't add to God, but in our thinking about who he is, how great he is, how awesome he is, we can magnify and enlarge him. And we seek to do that in our worship and our praise. So that's real important. There are some things. There is no formula to catching the song of the Lord, but there are some principles that have to be in place. And you really have to, there has to be, I should say there needs to be, teaching that accompanies the expression. Because otherwise, you're going to have division. You're bound to have division. Because musicians, a lot of times, and singers as well, are used to wanting to be the star of a show. And it takes a bit of ego to stand up in front of a group of people and open your mouth and sing, or sit down and play an instrument before a group of people. That takes a little bit of ego. And I don't think God's mad that we've got a little ego, but he wants his glory. He won't share it with another. So ego is one thing. Robbing God of his glory is a whole nother thing. And so I think somebody's got to be teaching the singers, the musicians, the sound engineers, and the intercessors, because they're a huge part of this whole expression. Prayer and worship, two halves of one whole. Prayer, praise, and worship, tripart. It all works, it's all intended to work together. It's intended to create the atmosphere of glory. And glory is the atmosphere in which God works miracles and performs signs and wonders and does phenomenal, life-changing stuff. So everybody wants to be in the glory. There's a process to getting there.